How's you good, Jay?
Everybody else.
How's fall camp going for you?
It's going great, man. We came in. We had obviously a talented roster, a talented group of coaches with pedigree of past years that they've got great guys and coaches, great things that they've done, and things that I want to do, things that these guys want to do. So, man, we just came in trying to soak up as much knowledge as we can and get better, get ready for season. So it's going great.
You're working with Dirk Cutter. I mean, he's had so much success in the NFL. People have called him an offensive genius. What stands out about him to you?
Yeah, man, I've been blessed to be around a lot of guys who have coached me and have coached at a high level, and he's one of the best, man. He's if not the best. He's coaching me hard, man, and that's what I want. That's what I need. And he's, like you said, I mean, what he's done is it speaks for itself. So everything that comes out of his mouth is gold. So I've tried my best to pocket it up, man, and try and learn from him as best as I can.
Specifically when it comes to quarterbacks, has he done anything differently than coaches you've worked with in the past?
I mean, a little bit. Obviously, this offense is different than I've been in the past. This is a more pro-style offense. Last year I was in a complete spread, air raid offense, which is obviously different. So coming here, obviously having a more lethal run game, and then obviously we're in a pro style, so we run the ball, more than whatever we did last year. But no, it's been good, man. He's been able to teach me. Obviously, this is what they're doing in the pros, right? This is what I want to do it at the next level, right? It's the dream. So being able to have him and like I said, you guys know what he's done, who he's coached, and so it's been really good.
Coaches were saying in the spring that one of the challenges for you was just learning the whole new terminology of a new playbook. How have you been picking that up, and how much more comfortable are you feeling now as opposed to
100%? Yeah, I mean, obviously coming into spring, a whole new offense, a lot of terminology than what I'm used to. Obviously, pro style offense, right, and it's what they're doing at the next level. So you got long play calls, you got those types of things, right? So it was a little bit of a challenge coming in, and I thought I handled it well in the spring, getting used to it, and then it was a really useful time for me in the summer with the PRPs and those types of things, being able to just attack those and to be able to, because it's one thing to learn in the film room and draw them up, but it's another thing to really run through it. So that's what's really helped me, is being able to go out there. That's how I learn, is really running through and walking through these things. So that's been a huge help, like I said, this summer, and then obviously coming into fall camp. So.
Maybe even a question broader than football, Malachi. How are you enjoying Boise, this program, and just fitting in general? And it's been 8 months now, so how's it going?
Man. It feels like I just got here, man. But times flew by, and it's been great. It's been great. To answer your question, a little bit worried, moving here. I obviously grew up in LA, lived there my whole life, went to college there, so a lot different here, and it's been really great. I can't say enough about the community and the locker room and the people here in this facility, outside the facility, and the community everywhere. It's been a blessing to have them and kind of almost welcome me, in a way, and it's made my transition a lot easier, I'd say.
This is our first chance to catch up with you, really, since you did commit. So, why did this fit you at this point in time in your life? Why is Boise?
It's a great question, man. It's something that I wasn't completely, my mind was flustered when I hit the portal, and I had a great relationship with Bush Hamden, and ended up hopping the phone with him, with Coach D, and it was just something that felt right. I'm a big vibe guy, I kind of caught that, early, so. Came on campus, man, and it was a done deal. I felt right. Did I come in here? Did I think it was going to? Absolutely not. I'd be lying if I said it did. But when I got here, man, I fell in love with the place. I fell in love with the people, and that's huge props to not even people inside this facility. I mean, the surrounding community, that I just felt welcome, man. It was really special. So. To answer your question, man, it's been a crazy 8 months, but even just coming here and having the people and the kids on the team, man, you're walking into that locker room and being welcomed for who you are it's huge, and it helped.
You obviously come in with 5 stars, a lot of hype. Fans just expect you're going to come in and start right away. I mean, how do you kind of look at the competition here with Maddox and kind of where you see yourself in this?
Yeah, man, it's I've always been one for competition. I don't think obviously the quarterback room was, when you're making a decision, it comes up, but more so it was the feeling, right? I felt right here. Once we got here, I started learning the playbook, right? And Maddox has been a huge help for me. You know, he's been here for however long. He knows the playbook better than me. So being able to have him, and then you know have guys like Ashton and some of the O linemen like Mason and guys who are helping me has been really really good. So the competition, it's just fun, man. Competition is competition, but right now, I mean, going into fall camp, it was not competition, right? It was how can I make myself better, find a few small things, you know, to attack every day and to work on. And in my head, the rest will take care of itself.
How disappointing would it be if you're not named the starter?
I think, you know, everybody wants to start. I think it's, I think, you know, Maddox would be lying if he said he didn't want to start, right? But that's the name of the game. It's how football works. So I can't sit here and say, you know, if I'm going to give him all, he's going to give it his all. And, you know, in the end, whoever does start, that's the way it's supposed to be written.
What's your personality like as a quarterback on the field? We see Mad Dog, he's, you know, slapping butts and whatnot.
Yeah.
You're more reserved. What are we going to see on the field from you?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a very introverted person. That's just who I am. I'm very, like I said, that's who I am. That's how I've always been, and that's who I will always be. But once I'm on the field, man, I kind of change, man. I obviously you guys haven't seen too much of me, you know, up until this point, but I enjoy football, man. There's nothing more important to me than winning on that field. So, you know, I'll get in my guys, man, and I'll be. I kind of flip a switch once I get on the field. It's no longer that introverted, you know, self that I am off the field. But yeah, man, I'm excited to be able to show that, right, and show the emotion and all those things to me. That was one of the things I talked to Coach D about. You know, when we were first sitting in his office when I was on my visit, is man, there's just like my desire to win is like there's nothing really more important to me. Like I'll do anything for my team. I'll do anything to win, and that's it means everything to me. So.
What have you learned about Mad Dog on and off the field?
He's great. He's great. He's been great for me. He's been a great leader. You know, I'm learning a lot from him. The way he, you know, his command of the offense, those types of things. It's been obviously a huge help for me. I know all the players they look to him, you know, for guidance, and that's something that I want to have. And you know, obviously it's built over time. And but he's been nothing but great and good to me. You know, we're really cool. You know, going out to eat, all those types of things. He's been a huge help for me, obviously, in that transition coming from transferring. You know, he was one of obviously my point of contacts. You know, coming in because he was in the room, and I was close to him and had those conversations with him. So he's been a huge help. He texted me, you know, once I first committed, and he's like, "Let's get to work, man." And you know, ever since then, it's been perfect.
You say you're a vibe guy, and we've been told you live alone over in Meridian. You talk about the introvert part, just the mental health, the mental side, your mental game. We all talk about your physical game, the 5-star part, but how do you approach the mental side of your game?
Yeah, I think the mental part of football is huge. I think it's, you know, just as important as the physical aspect of football, right? And you think, when I think about mental, when it comes to football, right, you think about preparation and being able to perform in pressure-filled environments, right? Those types of things, and those are all things that excite me. Those are the things, if you ask me why I play quarterback, those would be the top of the list, right? I like, or I would say I enjoy the reason I do play is because of those moments, right? You could put on the field, it's, you know, it's 4th and long, right? You're expected to fail, and those are the types of things where you succeed in those moments, and it's just that feeling, right? But that goes back to the mental side of things, right? And preparation and all those things that you can, you know, attack beforehand, right? And you go into a game, people talk about nerves and all these things, and you know, once I got to college, and I saw how, you know, people prepared at a high level, right? And it helped me prepare even more. So when you go out there, man, you're just having fun, you know what I mean? And you get into those environments, and because you have prepared so much, it's nothing more than, you know, a 4th and long in practice, you know what I mean, and in the indoor. So it's been really, really cool, you know, to almost use that, right, in every environment, in every situation I have. So
when you look at the offensive weapons that you guys have, you know, how much does that excite you to work with?
Yeah, it's man, it's super exciting. I mean, to be quick on that, I mean, it's everything, right? You have guys who, you know, have played at a high level, I mean, obviously some transfers who have played, you know, big time football, Big Ten, you know, SEC football, which is, you know, a high level of football, and it's exciting to have those guys. It makes my job a lot easier, and exciting, right? You know, you get down into, you know, you guys were in there earlier, but you know, we got down into a 4th and long. You needed a touchdown, and being able to have a guy like, you know, Chris Marshall go up and get the ball, it helps. So,
you know, you
say that you're an introvert. Malachi.
Yeah.
What's important to you for you to have success? Like, what is the best setup for you to have success? Do you have daily routines, or like,
Yeah,
What do
yeah.
you need to do to have success?
I do. I'm big on routines because, like I said, I am an introvert. I don't do much, right? I am inside the house. You know, I'm online classes, right? I'm doing my school, but you know, my routine it's pretty consistent, right? It involves, you know, waking up, obviously coming to practice, whatever I have to do in the facility. That kind of gets done first. Usually we're in the mornings, right, and that kind of ends, and then I go home. I've been recently, since the year started, I've been journaling. So it's been something that's really helped me. If you guys don't journal, I definitely recommend it. It's been able to, you know, been a way to kind of spill your thoughts and what's happening, obviously, in this transition. It's been a lot. So that's definitely something that's helped me, you know, in this transition and being able to, you know, to get used to this area, right? Because it's different for me, you know what I mean? Like I said, it has been smooth, but there's been some hiccups, and it's been, you know, okay, this is different. I'm homesick, right? And all those types of things. But, you know, I'm at the point now where, like I said, you stay on those routines and you stay consistent with the things that you know you need to do. It helps, you know, being able to make that transition smoother.
As we watch spring camp, you know, at one point halfway through, it seemed like from our perspective, you really clicked and things got well, and then obviously in the spring game. Do you feel like in fall camp you've reached that point yet? Have you clicked and taken it to another level, or is it more of a slow, steady climb right now, or has there been a clicking moment?
Yeah, I think, like you said, you know, in the spring coming in, I knew nothing. The first spring practice, I know Coach Cutter was very cautious with what he called and those types of things, just because it was all new terminology, right? And it's one thing, like I said earlier, to know it inside and be able to draw it up, but then you go out there and it's the operation and all those things are things that you have to run through and rep. So through repetition, I did get to a point where, you know, I was comfortable in the offense, and yeah, in the spring game, I did feel good. It was obviously a very slimmed down, you know, call sheet, but now I feel like through the summer, I feel like it was even just, it continued, being able to be out there in the PRPs and all those types of things, and to have, you know, the guys, like I said earlier, in Maddox, and guys in my room who, you know, who helped me. It's been really good. So yeah, I'm not sure I'm in a point where I felt it click, but I feel like I'm playing good football right now. I feel like I'm protecting the ball, finding completions, those types of things. So I feel like, you know, I'm never content with where I'm at, to answer your question, really. But I feel like that click is still coming. So
As a new guy, still learning the playbook, you know, how much of a benefit is it to you to have a safety cushion like Ashton Genty to kind of, you know, take some of the pressure off your
sorry,
shoulders?
ask that again. Sorry.
As a new guy still learning the playbook, how much of a benefit is it to you to have a safety cushion like Ashton Genty?
Yeah, no, it definitely helps, right? And I think, you know, even not looking ahead, but you think of some of the games that we're going to play this year, right? Having a guy like him and having that run game will be very beneficial. And I've never been, you know, in a place to have an elite run game like that, where it's been, you know, almost unstoppable, you know, over the years. So it'll be really exciting. You know, you add that, and you add a defense who, you know, can go out there and get a stop for you. You know, if you come off and you make a mistake, right? So adding all elements of our team, you know, defense, offense, special teams into one, it's been really good.
All right. Thank y'all.
Nice
Yeah,
meeting you, man.
appreciate y'all.